We'll begin the opening ceremony in 1 minute. If we could have our teams line up, we'll be starting in 1 minute. The Utah High School Activities Association joins with their sponsors, Mountain America Credit Union, Dairy West, Wilson, the Shirt Stop, McDonald's, and the Deseret News, and welcoming you to the 2A and 3A State Softball Championship game. The UHSAA would like to thank everyone that has made this tournament a tremendous success. Starting with our crew of umpires under the direction of our umpire-in-chief, John Beck, and our scorekeepers, announcers, gatekeepers, and session crew. Special thanks to the Spanish Fork Softball Complex Facilities Director Mark Rouge for hosting the tournament, and Ground Supervisor Taylor Banks and his crew for the incredible job they do in preparing the fields for play. Success takes teamwork, and these teams appreciate the support they have received from their parents, family, administration, student bodies, spectators, and fans. Throughout today's championship game, please be an example of good sportsmanship, demonstrating respect for the players, coaches, and officials. By so doing, you will show your positive support for the mission of education-based athletics in Utah. At this time, let's welcome onto the field the two teams that will be competing in today's 2A state championship game. First, the visiting team, Enterprise Wolves. Now the home team, the Duchesne Eagles. Let's give these two teams a round of applause for their great success. Now let's welcome onto the field the two teams that will be competing in today's 3A state championship game. First, the visiting team, the South Summit Wildcats. Now the home team, the Manti Templars. Let's give these two teams a round of applause for their great success. The Utah High School Activities Association would like to recognize the seniors on all teams by having them take a step forward. Join us in congratulating these seniors with a round of applause. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise and remove your hats for the presentation of our colors. We pause to honor America and those valiant men and women who fight to protect our freedoms as we enjoy this game today with the playing of our national anthem. At this time, let's meet the 2A players and coaches. First, for the designated visitors, the Enterprise Wolves. Our non-starters today, number 4, Kylie Bundy. Number 9, Taya Jones. Number 11, Taylor Platt. Number 13, Kyla Humphreys. Number 14, Casey Terry. Number 16, Kimberly Bundy. Number 17, Hallie Christensen. Number 18, Cassidy Bundy. Number 19, McKinley Hunt. Number 21, Paige Bowler. Number 23, Sarah E. Hernandez. Number 24, Kennedy Drake. Number 25, Tristan Jolly. And 28, Alana Bunker. And for your starters today, number 2, Rebecca Hess. Number 3, Treasure Phelps. Number 5, Macy Hunt. Number 6, Blakely Christiansen. Number 7, Haley Drake. Number 8, Noah Moyle. Number 10, Addie Nelson. Number 12, Riley Reber. 15, Madeline Grob. And number 22, Brooke Humphrey. Head coach, Katie Jones. Assistant coaches, Carol Gilman, Amanda Jones, and Kenny Christensen. Principal, Calvin Holt, and Athletic Director, Warren Rishin. Now for the designated home team, the Duchesne Eagles. Our non-starters today, number 4, Logan Hoops. Number 13, Samantha Hughes. Number 14, Amberly Hughes. Number 15, Kylie Woodhouse. Number 26, Bailey Reese. And your starters for today, number 2, Chelsea Farnsworth. Number 5, Hallie Nilsson. Number 8, Lexi Moreland. Number 10, Cadence Crum. Number 20, Jamie Farnsworth. Number 21, Jocelyn Farnsworth. Number 22, Grace Davis. Number 23, Lexi Young. Number 24, Kelsey Grant. Head coach, Kyle Grant. Assistant coaches, Stevie Green, Jesse Farnsworth, and Billy Hoop. Principal for Duchesne, Jason Young. Athletic Director, Don Hill. At this time, let's meet the 3A players and coaches. First, for the designated visitors, the South Summit Wildcats. Our non-starters, number 6, Mariah Bowen. Number 12, Toshlyn Louder. Number 14, Aaliyah Asty. Number 15, Adriana Fitzgerald. Number 16, Madison Allen. Number 19, Brinley Stapleton. Number 20, Malia Olson. Number 21, Taya Rose. And for your starters today, number 2, Avery Snyder. Number 3, Malia Bowen. Number 4, Brooklyn Peacock. Number 5, Alyssa Sargent. Number 7, Cameron Chandler. Number 8, Ellie Reedhead. Number 10, Indy Jones. Number 11, Emma Olson. And number 22, Emma Broadbent. Head coach, Cody Bowen. Assistant, Chad Reedhead, Ashley Clegg, Jackie Ruth, Lorraine Jones, and Julie Olson. Principal for South Summit, Chris Jensen. Athletic Director, Chad Stevens. And now for the designated home team, the Manti Templars. Our non-starters today, number 3, Elsie Olson. Number 6, Maquette Hansen. Number 8, Adley Olson. Number 18, Mara Thompson. Number 19, Cheyenne Stoop. Number 24, Ashley Johnson. 26, Angelin Anderson. 25, Avery Umbro. 32, Robbie Johnson. 33, Ashley Aguedo. Number 15, Hannah Daniels. Number 20, Nakia Payne. Number 1, Markel Wilson. And number 3, Addison Stevens. And for your starters today, we have number 5, Tiffany Hermanson. Number 7, Cecily Alver. Number 10, Catherine Crouch. Number 11, Haley Daniels. Number 12, Ashley Rasmussen. Number 13, Riley Jarvis. Number 14, Haddon Taylor. Number 21, Olivia Osborne. And number 27, Madison Scotland. The umpires for the 2A game, John Davis, Doug Jardine, and Bob Cromanhood. And the umpires for the 3A game, Steve Olson, Mark Clausen, and Tom Patrick. Guys, congratulations on making it to the game. Let's play ball!
Dennis? Welcome to the 3A state championship game. I'm Lachelle Moss alongside Dennis Aldridge, and we are happy to bring you this game between the Manti Templars and the South Summit Wildcats. South Summit was able to defeat Grand 6-3. And at the 10 a.m. game to make it to the championship game. Manti just needs one win to be the outright champs, and South Summit will have to beat Manti twice in order to become the state champions.
Yeah, it really is the advantage of that team that's happened to come through undefeated. It's tough to beat a good team twice, especially when you have to play the extra games. So South Summit will have to play extremely well. It was a tight ball game yesterday, so they've got it in them, but they're going to have to do it twice.
Yeah, yesterday Manti defeated South Summit 3-2, turn their bid to the state championship. And earlier, looking at some statistics, Manti started the season 0-7 and defeated South Summit 7-1 early in the season. So kind of a downer preseason for Manti, and they came storming back to make their way into the state championship game.
Yeah, and I think if you look at the ball games they played too, when they go 0-7, it's not like they were losing to a bunch of 1A schools.
Oh, no.
Yeah, they were playing some pretty tough competition up there, those first 7 ball games.
They were, they lost to Lehigh, Layton, Snow Canyon, Bear River, Springville, Crimson Cliffs, and Desert Hills. So all 4A and 5A, maybe Layton, maybe a 6A team. Yeah. So, those early preseason losses can really teach you a lot, though, rather than go and playing some, maybe a lesser team that would give you a win.
Yeah, we've seen that in basketball over and over where, for instance, Layton Christian comes in with a terrible RPI and they lose a lot of games early on, but it pays off in the long run because the teams are playing a competition. They're ready for tournaments when they get there. So a lot the same with Manti. They play way up in anticipation of preparation towards this tournament.
They do, and looking at South Summit, they played some common opponents that we have here today. They beat Duchesne, they beat Millard, who we saw today. They beat Millard, they beat Parowan. So they come in with a 20-10 overall record. Manti a 22-9. Manti went 8-0 in region play, and South Summit went 4-4 in region play. And it looks like we are getting ready for the Templars to take the field. And for the Templars, they will have Tiffany Hermanson in the circle, who's just been outstanding for them.
Yeah, Hermanson, and again, with a rest, hasn't thrown yet today, so a little bit of an advantage there.
Yeah, Indy Jones had to pitch the full game against Grand County, all 7 innings, so we will see her again as well. And for the Templars, they will have Ashley Rasmussen at first, Elsie Olsen at second, Madison Scottern at short, Olivia Osborne at third, and Haddon Taylor behind the plate, along with Riley Jarvis, Catherine Crouch, and Cecily Alder will be out in the outfield.
Complete team, and like we said, well ready for this softball. I about said football then basketball, but I got the softball in there.
Hey, with some of our rowdy fans, we may get some football action, so it could be fun.
A little in the stands, yeah, a little bit of a controversy after that last game ended with the officials and some fans, so hopefully we can keep it all together here and have a good softball game. And
we saw South Summit in the game against Grand with some solid defense, and they are the ones that put the pressure on Grand and made Grand make the mistakes. And just a team of heavy hitters for South Summit, as they will start off with Malia Bowen, followed by Avery Snyder, and then Indy Jones will be the cleanup hitter, and she's hitting over 500 and has 15 RBIs on the season.
Wow.
And we are getting ready to get started as and we have Malia Bowen. She will bat on the left side for the Wildcats.
On field 1. We need all the spectators beyond the fence. We need you to be at least 10 feet back.
And here's the pitch by Hermanson. That one looks good, is good. Strike 1.
Got that outside corner with that, and she brings some heat when she throws.
She does. She pitched yesterday against South Summit, so this will be South Summit's second time seeing her in the tournament. There's a hit by Bowen and fielded cleanly by Hermanson. Over to first to Rasmussen for the first out of the inning.
Makes it easy that way, but again, I think fooled on the pitch. Didn't get a full swing on it, dribbles it back to the pitcher.
And we talked about this, that these 3A pitchers they aren't just throwing a fastball and a changeup. You know, they've got a fastball, a rise ball, drop ball. They're able to throw all sorts of pitches. And here's the pitch. This time to Avery Snyder's high and outside, and that will be ball 1. Snyder, she's going to step into the plate on that right side. She's back in the box as Hermanson throws some speed. And here's the pitch. That one looks good, is good. Strike 1. And we want to thank our sponsors for bringing us 3A and 2A state softball. That one changeup swung on hard by Snyder. The left fielder unable to corral it, and Avery Snyder will reach first on an error, and that will be the first base runner for the South Summit Wildcats.
I think she's a little bit messed up by the fielder coming behind. She kind of ducked her head at the last minute as though she was afraid of a contact with the other fielder coming at her, but it is an error as it goes right out of her glove and drops in for the base for a hit. Not a hit, but puts a runner on.
So there's a runner on for Indy Jones as she steps to the plate. And
Jones, like you mentioned, tremendous hitter.
Yes, just a phenomenal hitter, and RBIs on the season, 50. Well, and I think more because I think she had one in our last game, so 51 RBIs for Indy Jones. And here's the pitch. And you can see Haddon Taylor sets up on that outside corner, and Hermanson hits the perfect spot.
Moves it well on that corner, and most of the umpires have had a generous outside corner, but that was right there.
0-2 the count. Tries to get her to chase on that outside again. She does not, so ball 1.
Catcher's going to have to be all over a game here, Haddon Taylor, because that ball really pops on you.
Hermanson on the mound. Here's the pitch. That one's swing and a miss as her first strike goes against Indy Jones. That's out number 2 for the Templars.
Just a tremendous pitcher. She brings that fast.
And Hermanson, a senior, she pitched last year for the Templars as they were defeated by Grantsville in that state championship game.
That makes the other breaking ball so much more effective, though. When you come with that kind of speed on your fastball, everything else is just deadly.
Here's the pitch. That one inside this time for a called strike one. I wish we had a speed gun to see how fast they were pitching.
Really. She's the fastest by far that I've seen in this tournament. Tremendous speed on it.
And Hermanson with the pitch. That one high and outside, ball one. And we think it's fast from up here, so that batter's thinking that's coming really fast.
What is that, 45 feet back?
Yeah.
You got 45 feet to figure that thing out.
And here's the pitch by Hermanson. That one looks good, is good. Strike two, as she's able to hit that inside corner.
And that's the other thing about her, is she's not just throwing it down the middle. She's picking the corners. And you can see the little catcher behind moving around, getting the ball where she wants it, but she's good at hitting the spot.
And here's the swing and a miss for strikeout number two, and that will be the third out of the inning. And we'll be back with top of one action.
The Beaver Medical Clinic has built a reputation of providing compassionate health care for residents of Beaver and Iron counties. You'll appreciate the professional services of Drs. B. Noel Robinson, Roger Smith, Wade Oakton, Lance Smith, physician's assistants Reagan Fales, Travis Hicks, and Kenneth Hussey, and nurse practitioners Robin Horton, Lindsay Cheney, Rebecca Rasmussen, and Wade Hollingshead. The Beaver Medical Clinic offers affordable health care and convenient payment options, with offices in Beaver, Milford, and Parowan.
At Auto Farm Price Ford, we make it happen for you.
Auto Farm Price Ford has your next truck at the guaranteed lowest price. Auto Farm will not be undersold. The time to buy is now. Auto Farm has a huge selection. If you're in the market for a new or pre-owned Ford F-Series, including the unbeatable F-150, no one has more than Auto Farm. Find more great offers and all their inventory online at PriceFordSales.com.
At Auto Farm Price Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, we make it happen for you.
Welcome back. It is 3A state softball action. We are in the bottom of the first inning as South Summit is taking on Manti. Manti, the designated home team, as they are the number 3 seed. South Summit, the number 4 seed. And Manti, Tiffany's Hermanson was able to record 3 strikeouts. Oh, sorry, that's 2 strikeouts and a ground out to end up the game. And there was a runner left on base as an error in the outfield.
She was responsible for all 3 outs as she fielded the ball and threw it to first.
Yep.
Fooled the batter on the dribbler back.
So Madison Scottern will step in on the left side for Manti. She is the shortstop. And here's the pitch from Jones. That ball catches that inside corner, strike one.
Now she appears like she's going to go through with the slap technique as she worked forward as the ball was coming to her, didn't swing it. It looks like, and look at her up on the line. She is right on the line.
She is. She's ready to get down to first. And there's that hit, and she will earn herself a base hit as she becomes a first base runner for Manti. And Madison Scottern doing her job as the leadoff hitter.
Not slap. She didn't walk forward, but she got down and slapped that one right into center field. A good piece of hitting right there.
Yeah, Scottern speedy on the bases as well, so she will... Sargent will have to watch her closely.
16 stolen bases on the year for Scottern and registered, and that's before the tournament began. I don't know if she's got any here, but registered 16.
And here's the pitch, a bunt thrown, and they will not get her at second as she possibly could have been at third as there was a bobble with the ball, but Scottern will stay at second base.
Especially when she looked up and there was nobody at third.
Yeah, and then we have Olivia Osborne, the third baseman, batting for the Templars.
She's turned a bunt on that first one, did not take it, drew back, but that was just enough of a distraction to allow the speedy Scottern to get down to second base. And the throw was, even if she had caught the ball, Scottern was in safe.
She would have been safe, yeah. And here's the pitch from Jones, swung on hard, line drive but foul as Olivia Osborne takes a hard whack at the ball. They will throw the ball back in as the count is 1-1 to Osborne. So Manti will be the outright winners if they win this game. South Summit must win to force a second game. And here's the pitch.
To Oliva. Oh, that gets up and hits her. Are they going to say it hit her on the hand? She threw the bat up actually and at the ball, but that was self-defense.
It was, and Will that go as a strike?
That's up to the official. I thought she was moving the bat in self-defense, but the bat did come up to the ball, and the hand was on the ball at contact.
And that hurts.
That was on the bat, excuse me. I think you're going to say it was a strike.
Mm-hmm. So,
because the motion was at the bat, yes, at the ball with the bat.
So that is a strike. So count is 1-2 as Osborne will step back to the plate. Jones steps on the mound, and here's the pitch. That one swung on. She's going to hit it to the second baseman, and there will be a save and an error on the first baseman, and now Manti has runners on the corners with no one out.
Unfortunate throw was in time, a little bit low, and just unable to handle it was the first baseman. So that would be an error on the first baseman, unfortunately for her. And more importantly, runners on with nobody out.
And that brings up Ashley Rasmussen hitting .357 for the Templars. Jones takes the call, and here's the pitch. That one's a shown bunt, and that one is called for a strike one as Osborne moves safely down to second, and now two runners in scoring position for Rasmussen.
Tried to go with a bit of a decoy. There was really nobody on second base. They were trying to rotate the corners up and sneak in behind and try and decoy the runner at third, throw her out, but smart enough, Scotter did not bite.
And here's the pitch. That one swung high, fly ball. That one looks in play. Is it catchable? And no, it is not. So Rasmussen will stay at the plate as she is down 0-2.
Looked like there was room over there on the play, but wasn't able to make the catch. Would have been up against the fence. So big spot here for Rasmussen.
So Jones takes the call from the dugout, and here's the pitch. That one outside, ball one, high and outside. And Rasmussen does a good job laying off that one. And two runners in, a base hit will score probably two as there's speed on the bases. And Jones with it. Here's the pitch. That one's swing and a miss. Is a big strikeout for Indy Jones. And that's her first strikeout of the game as she sits down Rasmussen. And that will bring up the pitcher, number 5, Tiffany Hermanson. And she is a big hitter with 11 home runs on the season.
390 average, and besides that, 5 doubles and a triple will go along with those 11 home runs. So big pop in the bat here.
Here's the pitch from Jones. That one inside, a little too inside, ball one. Hermanson, a smart hitter, as yesterday she had some big bats for the Templars as they defeated the Wildcats.
Tight ball game, 3-2, I believe it was.
3-2, yes. Yeah. Here's the pitch, that one high and outside, ball 2.
Being very careful with Hermanson here, trying to pitch away from her, make her come in. The first one was in tight, that second one way out of way. She's trying to get that on the corner where she can't get that bat head out on it.
Yeah, respect for this batter as Jones working those corners, and here's the third pitch of the at-bat. That one low as we have a bee that's flown in and trying to attack us.
Yeah, it'll only bite once.
3-0 the count, one out.
Need to be nice to the honeybees.
2 on base. Here's the pitch. That one, ball 4, so bases are loaded.
Being very careful, though, that may be the better Sparta's intelligence there. Is now the coach is asking about the count, not quite sure.
And
some of you are too sweet, apparently. Got a runner coming in here, 0 it looks like, or is that an 8?
8. So that will be
Adley Olson.
Adley Olson will come in as a courtesy runner for Hermanson.
I think, though, maybe, again, you're careful with Hermanson because of her prowess hitting the ball. And even though you've loaded the bases, now we'll work with Catherine Crouch. And that's not an easy thing, but it's certainly not Hermanson.
Right, Crouch is plays in the outfield for the Templars, and that's a high ball one as Jones pitching 5 straight balls is.
Yeah. She does have
Crouch.
1 home run and 3 doubles, but here a base hit's not as critical as that home run blast would have been from Hermanson.
Ooh, looks good, is good. Strike 1, and we saw Jones. Grand County had bases loaded, and she struck out the next, was that 2 batters she struck out? So Jones already been in this predicament before.
Yeah, she worked her way out of that against Grand County. Bases loaded.
And here's the pitch. That one looks good, is good. Strike 2, 1-2 the count to Crouch.
You're right, she struck out the side against Grand County with bases loaded.
So Crouch steps back in. She's at the back of the box as Jones is throwing some heat. And here's the pitch. That one an off speed, and that will be a base hit. That will score 1. Second one coming around, and she's safely around as Catherine Crouch with a big base hit, and the Templars have struck first.
Big hit there. They do get the 2 runs. First baseman comes across and cuts off the throw to home wisely to hold the runners so they don't advance over to third and second. But a big hit and 2 RBIs by Catherine Crouch.
And Jones threw that off-speed pitch, and Crouch did a good job sitting back on it and just driving it to the green. So Jones, runners on first and second for her, 1 out. And here's the pitch. That one swung on, another base hit. That will score 1 as the base runner, the pinch or courtesy runner for Hermanson comes around to score. And 2 straight back-to-back base hits for the Templars. And South Summit wants to talk about it as they are all over Jones. And we'll take a short break and be back.
Olson for the 3rd run of the inning.
Wow.
Batting now will be Haley Daniels. Alder on deck, Taylor in the hole.
Back to 3A State softball. It is Manti ahead 3-0 with those back-to-back base hits by Crouch and Jarvis. And that brings number 11, Haley Daniels, a designated player, to the line. Here's the pitch by Jones, and she squares to hit. And that is a ball. Looks like, I thought it maybe hit her, but I guess it didn't.
She thought it did. She was looking back like maybe it had.
So runners will advance on the wild pitch. And it is 1-0 the count, 1 out. Runners in scoring position for Daniels.
Daniels has a .311 batting average on the year.
That ball pitched out high and outside, ball 2.
She has hit a home run on the year and 7 doubles, so she can hit the ball.
So Manti just loaded with hitters in their entire lineup.
And all of them with a little bit of
pop. You sit one down and you got another one that comes right back up.
Yeah, really.
And here's the pitch to from Jones. That one swung on. Will it find the hole? It does. So there another run will score. And Manti just continuing their streak. And 3 base hits in a row for the Templars. And it is now 4-0.
Wow. What a way to start, huh?
And we saw in the last game, Grand struggled to find their bats against Jones, and Manti just all over it.
Yeah, that'll bring the 8th batter to the plate so far in the inning, and there's only 1 out.
1 out, so they could get through their whole batting order, and this is Cecily Alder, the right fielder for Manti. And here's the pitch. That one looks good, is good for a called strike 1, but kind of just a decoy to get that runner down to second. So runners in scoring position for Alder.
I remember back in the day having to play Manti. Boy, when they get on the base pass, they do all sorts of things to you. They play mind games with you. They take bases they shouldn't take. And you really have to have your game plan ready to go for Manti.
Do. Here's the pitch. Pretty off-speed pitch by Jones. Strike 2. So now Alder will have to go to work as she is down 0-2 in the count. And in 2A action, we have the Enterprise Wolves and the Duchesne Eagles over on field number 4.
1-0 now in the first, I believe.
And here's the pitch. That one's swing and a miss. So strikeout number 2 for Indy Jones, and that's 2 out in the inning. And that will bring up the catcher, number 14, Haddon Taylor.
Haddon Taylor, the catcher, but still a good hitter, as all of them are on this team. She has a .253 average, but she also has home runs.
So Jones takes the pitch from the dugout. That one swung on, missed. Well, not a miss, sorry. Swung on, fouled off. Strike 1.
It was missed for all intents and purposes because it's not in play, so you're right. That'll take him back. If she gets on, that takes you back to the top of the order. Madison Scotton, who already has a hit and scored a run.
So a much needed out right here for the Wildcats. And here's the pitch. That one swung on, foul, as Jones jammed her up on that inside, and she turned it, but foul. So Taylor down, 0-2 in the count, 2 out, runners on, second and third. As Jones looks to get herself out of the inning. And here's the pitch. That one looks good, a little off speed again. Another base hit, this time will score 2 as Manti continues, and the runner is going to go to third. And they do get her out as she slid past the base. And that will do it for the bottom of the first inning. But Manti just all over the bats, already 6-0. And Haddon Taylor just a little too aggressive on that base as she overslid third.
Yeah, she really did. She overran second really bad and then continued on. So.
All right.
Beaver Valley Hospital continues to offer high-quality health care at the state's lowest price. Beaver Valley Hospital has state-of-the-art laboratory and radiology services, including cutting-edge X-ray and 3D ultrasound. The hospital also provides expanded surgical procedures for orthopedics and laparoscopic hysterectomy. Remodeled patient rooms and long-term care facilities combine with compassionate staff to provide our patients a comfortable and healing environment. Beaver Valley Hospital is a proud community supporter and is pleased to sponsor Beaver High School. At Central Valley Medical Center, we're committed to offering the best care.
In your life's first moments. Through your life's biggest emergencies.
In your everyday help.
In those days that mean the most.
Central Valley Medical Center will be there with you through each step and stage of life, bringing the best care because we care, closer to home.
And
welcome back to 3A State Softball. You are watching the Manti Templars and the South Summit Wildcats. Manti just had a dominating first inning as they recorded 5 hits and earned 6 runs.
Really did, and in a game like this with a pitcher like Hermanson, those 6 runs might be as good as 20 runs.
You're right.
Because it's hard to get runs off of her. And to get them up with 6, that's going to have to play really, really tough offensively now for South Summit.
And that will bring up number 7, Cameron Chandler. She's the right fielder for the Wildcats. And here's a pitch from Hermanson. And that's a swing and a miss as Hermanson just delivers one right down the middle.
I think she's way behind the pitch, too. It's almost like swing when the ball's already in the catcher's glove there. Just way too fast on that one.
And Hermanson steps on the mound. And here's the pitch. That one swung on foul. And it's interesting to watch these pitchers as we saw, Paige Shumway from Grand County had to use, she used her entire body to pitch that. And Hermanson, she just has a pretty smooth windup and then just kind of launches it in there.
Yeah, much more, together delivery.
And here's the pitch from Hermanson. That one swung on foul. So Chandler doing a good job staying alive as she's down 0-2 in the count. And Taylor will get the sign from the dugout.
You'd think the stamina would be much better here in this kind of a delivery by a pitcher.
Yes. Much less tiring. And here's the pitch, that one high, trying to get her to chase, ball 1.
And I watched the little catcher. It's like every one she has to catch it getting away from her. She's catching it behind. And she's just trying to catch up to the pitch because Hermanson is so fast to the plate.
And here's the pitch. That one off speed. And Chandler will find a hole as that is a base hit for Cameron Chandler. And she will find her way to first base. And that is a much-needed base runner for the Wildcats.
That's interesting. You come with all that speed, and she's way behind all the speed. You throw the changeup, and it's just enough that she can get a bat on it. And just bloops that thing over first base. But good battle.
Yeah, it was a great battle by Chandler. She was not fooled by that changeup. And that brings Alyssa Sargent, the catcher, to the plate. As Taylor, the catcher, sets up outside, and there will be a fake bunt, and she pulls back for a ball 1. Hermanson takes the sign from the dugout. And here's the pitch. There's the bunt again, and that one's laid down. The third baseman comes in screaming, and there will be an error as Chandler will make it to third, and there is a runner on first, so errors proving to be costly for Manti as now there are 2 runners on. And that was, a throwing error as it was thrown right to the dirt.
So a rare error against Manti, too, there. And they take a quick timeout and talk about it. But, that puts a runner at first and third. Now, will they go the first and third double steal routine? Or will they have the confidence to throw her out at second?
I think she's pretty speedy at third, but I think she's pretty speedy at first.
You got good speed on the bases.
They do, and we saw the same situation happened with Manti is they got a runner on, and then they started hitting those base hits, and 6 runs later, the Wildcats found themselves down. So Wildcats may be thinking, well, we can do the same thing that they did to us.
It's good character to watch this happen, though. You get down by 6, and instead of hanging their heads about a bad inning, here they are battling back into this thing and not taking anything lightly.
So here's Hermanson against Broadbent, the first baseman. And here's the bunt. That one looks good, is good. And they will try to get her out of second.
Oh, she doesn't tag with the ball, though. And now she...
still safe.
Okay, she made the tag, but she made the tag with the empty hand, so she was safe. Then the girl come off the base thinking she was out, and I thought she tagged her again.
So they're going to talk to the
umpire. Coach is going to go have a talk here because technically she was off the bag.
So we'll see what they do. And like you're right, it was a great throw down, but she had the ball in her hand and not in her glove.
She had the ball in the hand and tagged with the empty glove, and so you have to tag with the ball.
I thought she was like
she had the ball back against her body and tagged with the hand. So the empty hand is not an out, but it was after that the girl thought she was out and came off the bag. So they're going to call her safe.
So safe. So runners at second and third, and
big play for.
I think it was a strike. She showed the bunt for a strike, and.
Yep.
Runners on second and third, and I think the runner at third kind of just stood there because she thought she was out at second, and turns out she may have been able to come home with all the confusion.
I thought she thought maybe that she's throwing it back to Hermanson because the little catcher threw it from her knees. Sargent threw it from her knees.
And here's the pitch. That one swung on foul, so 0-2 the count, and runners will stay.
Excuse me, that was Taylor that threw the catcher, threw it from her knees to second base. It looked like she was throwing it back to the pitcher and it went through to second base. So.
And she does have a gun from her knees, obviously. We just saw that. She can just throw it right there. So dangerous catcher for the Templars. And here's Broadbent at the plate, down 0-2. Here's Hermanson. Broadbent does a good job fouling that one off. And Hermanson looking to get herself out of a bind as there are 2 runners in scoring position. for the Wildcats. And Hermanson's going to wipe off her hand and the ball. And here's the pitch. That one swung on back to Hermanson. She's going to run the batter back to third.
That's a great job.
She did such a good job of holding that holding the runner at third and then still making the play to first to get the out.
And obviously you have plenty of time if you're the pitcher when it comes right back to you. But it wasn't just that. She turned and faked the throw to third base, forcing the runner back, and still had time to whirl and go to first. So well done by Hermanson.
Yeah, Hermanson, pitching great, fielding great, and that will bring up number 4, Brooklyn Peacock, the second baseman for the Templars. Here's the pitch, strike one, swing and a miss.
Well, that was a nice break on the outside, too, and a late break.
So Peacock steps to the plate, down 0-1 with 1 out.
Batting .301 on the year.
Here's the pitch. And there's the bunt, and she did go, so strike number 2 on Peacock. And Peacock steps in. Hermanson takes a sign. Here's the pitch. That one's swinging and a miss for out number 2. Big strikeout for Tiffany Hermanson.
Way to come up big at the right moment, eh?
It was
third strikeout.
And that's what makes these pitchers so good is they don't panic when they get runners on. That just means how mentally tough they are.
Yeah. They get the runners in scoring position. She comes up big with the play and then strike out. Now she's down to Emma Olsen, the number 9 batter in the lineup. But last game, Emma Olsen was as good as they had.
She was. I think she laid down 2 bunts in the last game.
I think she ended up with
were just pretty.
3 hits, as is what she ended up with. So.
And here's the pitch. That one's swing and a miss for strike 1. So Olsen will step back in. Hermanson looking to get herself back in the dugout as there are runners in scoring position. Manti leads 6-0. And here's the pitch. That one's squared on, but it called strike 2. So now Olsen's going to really have to go to work.
It's interesting she's squaring to bunt. I don't know if that's on her own or called with 2 outs.
Yeah.
And the play obviously at first base. Even second base is clear over. She hits it. It's a wide open hole.
Here's the pitch. That one's swinging a miss as Tiffany Hermanson gets herself out of a bind. Wildcats leave 2 on base. We'll be back with the bottom of 2.
JN Auto loves our customers and our community, so we have sanitized our entire inventory. Mold, germs, and yes, coronavirus are eradicated. Our all-natural treatment is safe for you, your pets, and anyone you take along in your new ride. After 6 months, stop by and we can get you rolling germ-free again. Treatments are offered in a single application or a 1, 3, or 5-year contract. Stop by your local JN Auto location to learn more about our sanitizing options.
I'm Dr. Sorensen. I'm a board-certified pediatrician, and I'm the newest addition to the team of doctors here at Central Valley Medical Center. My goal is to work closely with you when making decisions about your child's health. After all, you know them better than anyone else.
I think as a mom it can be really overwhelming to find a doctor who's a really good fit for your family. I look for someone who I can trust. It's so validating and comforting knowing that I can call and get the answers I need from Dr. Sorensen and his staff.
I look forward to meeting you and your child and bringing you the best care closer to home.
Get bent out of shape.
Welcome back to 3A State Softball as you are catching the bottom of the second inning as the South Summit Wildcats are down 6-0 to the Templars. And in the last inning, the Wildcats were in scoring position, but Hermanson took it upon herself and took care of business.
And I got to defend myself because once again I was talking off air. And but what we were talking about is these players in these schools, and my complaint here would be that because they're a 3A or a 2A player, the colleges don't look seriously at them. And yet there's some real quality players here, and it just upsets me that more of them don't get a chance if they want to go on and play. That's the point I was making when Barrett was catching me talking off air.
And here's Scottern. And this is another base hit for her, as that is number 2 for Madison Scottern, and she will be on base for the Templars.
Second hit, both of them to center field, and leading off the inning once again. Scottern getting the job done.
And like you were saying with these small schools, Snow College will have a boys and girls wrestling program next year too, so it'll be interesting to see how many maybe Utah athletes they even bring in.
Certainly hope so, because there are quality athletes in this central and southern Utah valleys, and they need to be seen seriously.
So there's Osborne, her bunt, and that is a foul ball, so strike 1 to Osborne.
I was told years ago that coaches had talked to some of the recruiters, and it was basically, you're 2A. We don't even look at 2A.
Yeah.
You're 3A. We don't even look at 3A.
Yeah.
And that's unfortunate. Yeah.
And here's the pitch from Jones to Osborne. She tries to hit that outside corner, just misses, so ball 1. 1-1 the count. As Osborne.
She got an infield kind of hit in the first. Well, it was actually an error. Second base to first base. Yeah, she reached on an error.
Here's the pitch. That one swung on foul as well. So another foul ball will make the count 1-2 with Scottern sitting on first, as Sargent has an arm as well, so she's got to be Scottern quick. Sargent won't be on her. Jones takes the sign. And here's the pitch. That one outside, and they're going to try to get Scottern at second, and she safely reaches as the throw was behind second base. And Scottern now in scoring position for the Templars.
Made that easily. Such speed, such a jump.
So Jones takes the pitch from the coaching staff, and that one.
Oh, ouch.
That one will hit Osborne, and I think that was an off speed, so wouldn't have hurt as bad as a fastball.
Yeah. That's a badge of honor when you get done with it. Yeah.
Was she the one that got hit in the hands the first inning?
Yes, she was. They wouldn't let her go this time. She had to turn her back and take it full in the back.
So take one for the team as she finds herself on a free base.
Yep.
And that will bring up Ashley Rasmussen, the first baseman. And her first at bat, she struck out, so looking for revenge against Jones.
Rasmussen with a .382 batting average on the year.
And here's the pitch, and here's the bunt. That one is a strike,
oh,
and
wow.
a throwing error, so that will score 1 as Scottern stands up and touches home plate. And errors continuing to haunt the Wildcats, and now there's a runner on third base and no outs.
Well, that really was a poor throw, unfortunately, by Sargent, who's been so good.
Strike,
but she missed third base badly on that, clear into left field. So that's uncharacteristic of her.
And here's the pitch.
And again, I haven't seen Manti a lot for a couple of years now, but again, this is the same kind of pressure they used to put on you. You get somebody on the bases, they put pressure all over your defense.
They do. Jones takes the pitch from the dugout, steps on the mound. That one swung hard, hit up the middle, and that one will go through off the glove of the shortstop as Rasmussen earns herself an RBI as Olivia Osborne steps on home plate. And that will bring up the pitcher, number 5, Tiffany Hermanson.
Boy, and this game really getting out of hand for South Summit. We expected a real tight ball game.
Did.
And here it's 8 runs already, and we're in the second inning.
You wonder if the fatigue of the first game is having some effect on the Wildcats.
The psychological of having to play nearly perfectly to beat Manti. So, it's...
And here's the pitch from Jones. Hermanson swings on that, but that one is not out of play, but the catcher cannot see it. So Hermanson will get her chance back at the plate.
Yeah.
And just going back to that last play when the catcher had the error, I liked that call by the coaching staff of Manti to steal because they had a right-handed batter, and so it was hard for the catcher to see around her, and with the speed of Scottern, I thought that was a very smart play call.
They oftentimes say it's easier to steal third base than it is to steal second base. you have to throw around the batter,
Yep.
and you get a better break, and all sorts of things.
That one off speed, but looks good and is good for a called strike 2. So Hermanson finds herself down 0-2 in the count. Nobody out.
I don't think that bothers her, though, being 0-2.
Yeah, she's pretty tough. Here's the pitch from Jones. That one's fouled off by Hermanson, keeps herself alive as Rasmussen is standing on first.
No out in the inning so far. 2 runs across, a runner on, and Hermanson up. She took a base on balls last time. She'll have to work hard to get a base on balls this time.
She will. Down 0-2 the count. No outs. Jones checks her wristband, and here's the pitch. And that one inside, ball 1. So 1-2 the count. And South Summit found themselves in this situation with runs scored and nobody out. So they really need to buckle down and get these next 3 batters before any more runs are scored.
Yeah, can't afford any more damage here.
And here's the pitch. That one's in the dirt. Good stop by Sargent as she keeps Rasmussen at first.
2-2 the count now. Again, the pitcher not wanting to give in to Hermanson, being very careful, but you can't. You still have to pitch your game. You still have to rock and fire, because if you take something off and be careful, this is what happens.
Yep, so now full count is full for Hermanson. She was down 0-2, and Jones still with no outs, and it is full count, runner on first. 2 runs have already scored this inning for the Templars. That one swung on, fouled off, back over the backstop.
Even with 2 strike count, she takes a full swing. There's no choking up trying to punch it.
No, there's
not. It's a full swing. She's trying for glory. She wants to bounce a few of those fans out there in left field.
They did. You know, they told the fans to scoop out back 10 feet, but I don't know if some of them are 10 feet
Well, I saw
away.
one fan move back 1 foot.
One foot,
yeah.
okay.
Just pulled his foot back. So.
That one outside, so Hermanson earns another walk as Rasmussen moves to second, and Hermanson down to first, and that will bring up Catherine Crouch, and she had a base hit, her first at bat, and a speed up will come in, not a speed up, a courtesy runner?
Courtesy runner or
courtesy
speed up runner, yeah. Adley Olson, excuse me, will come in for her. But that's the beauty of Hermanson's bat control and decision making. She's down 0-2.
Yep.
Fouls a couple off, but battles back to get the walk.
She doesn't, you know, I think as a pitcher, you probably become a better batter after you've...
Well, they say pitchers can't hit. They get girls in softball in high school. Usually they're the better athletes, so they can't hit.
Too,
so.
Yep. And that's a called strike 1 on Crouch. As she was down 0-2 in the count, her last at bat, and just knocked one to the green. And a base hit would score 1, maybe 2.
She got a hit, hitting the ball into center left field last time with 2 RBIs. And you're right, it was a 1 and 2 count.
And here's a hard hit again by Crouch. And they are going to send Rasmussen as she will stand up at home plate. And that makes it 9-0 Manti ahead of South Summit.
I don't think they were going to send her, and then the bobble and the outfielder.
Bobble, yep.
And they send her on around. So it's a base hit, probably the run scored on an error.
Yep. So run scored on an error, but base hit for Crouch. She is 2 for 2 on the day. And Manti now with a runner on first and second. And this will bring up Riley Jarvis for the Templars. That's a swing and a foul ball. So
And then I know South Summit fans aren't going to like to hear this, but there's still nobody out.
There is.
Ouch.
There isn't. It's
Ouch.
looking dismal because the bottom of the lineup for Manti was deadly. The last inning, they just killed it.
Yeah.
And here's the pitch from Jones. That one high and outside. Ball 1. And I don't know if Jones pitches. I think she is their main pitcher, so we haven't seen any other pitchers from South Summit so far in the tournament. So
They'd have
they
to
may
have
just
some
have to
younger
ride
ones.
out Jones.
They've got some in the stable probably, but not necessarily ready for this situation.
And here's the pitch from Jones. That one looks good, but is low.
You got to watch the umpire's back. If he doesn't tense up,
then
it's a ball. Yeah.
Okay.
They tense up ready for the big call.
So Jones will take the sign from the dugout. She steps on the mound. Here's the pitch. That one inside, so ball 3-1. And, you know, Jones's delivery and Hermanson's is very similar, as they have a small windup and just a big launch.
Well, she's in the hole again now here.
So 3-1, no outs. Runners on first and second. And that one is a call. Strike one as Jarvis chucked her bat, was heading to first and had to come back.
Yeah, she hit the bat a good fling trying to help the umpire, but he was already tensed up, so it was coming.
So Jarvis steps back at the plate, and here's the pitch. That one swung on right back at the pitcher, and they will get the runner at second, as Peacock does a good job tagging her out, and Jarvis will find her way to first.
Well, and the pitcher made the play there. If she had not put a glove on that thing was headed for center field. But she tipped it just enough that Peacock was able to pick it up and then went for the tag, and that was a little bit tough to get, but she got her did.
Yeah, she made a good decision. I don't know if she would have been able to get it out of her glove and toss it to second, so just decided to tag the runner. So finally, South Summit able to get one out as runners on the corners. And here's the pitch. That one swung on, and that one will be a base hit, so a run will score, and they're going to try to get the runner at third. They do not, and now here's a play at home, and they do get her, and a double play at South Summit somehow managed to get a double play to end the inning without any more Templars scoring. So it was a hit out to center field, and she made the throw to third. Third bobbles it, and then a play at home as the catcher able to tag out the runner, and then back to third base for the third out of the inning. Some exciting action in a very short amount of time.
I thought interesting too. It was only one away, and when the ball was hit, the gal at first base took off as though it was two away.
Yep.
And then when she got to second, kind of rounded. It wasn't sure what to do and kept going, but. Good job by South Summit. They do get a run out of it, but South Summit cuts down potential more dangers. So, wow. I'm glad you were calling that. I don't even know how to score that.
That was exciting, and we just want to thank our sponsors, Intermountain Power Service Corporation, Central Valley Medical Center in Nephi, Sunrise Engineering, San Pete Steel and Moroni, Beaver Valley Hospital, Nephi Federal Credit Union, Beaver Medical Clinic, Jones and DeMille Engineering, and Town and Country Home Mortgage in Nephi. And we'll take a short break and be back.
The Intermountain Power Service Corporation is committed to supporting our local schools, communities, and the economies of central and south central Utah. Each year, IPSC's two 950-megawatt generating units provide 3 million megawatt hours of energy for communities in Utah and Southern California. The Intermountain Power Project ranks among the best of coal-based power plants in reliability, cost-effectiveness, and environmental responsibility. IPSC, honored to sponsor this sports broadcast.
Welcome back to 3A State Softball Championship action. The Manti Templars are all over the Wildcats of South Summit. It is 10-0 at the top of the third inning. And Malia Bowen, the top of the order, will be up. She hit a foul ball, her first attempt on the pitch, so that is a strike one. And Hermanson still in the circle for the Templars. That one hit back at Hermanson as she makes an athletic play for the first out of the inning, a 1-3 out.
Quick order.
It was, and Hermanson did a good job. A lot of times you'll see pitchers kind of just stay right there on the mound, and she came off, backhanded that ball, and over to first. And that will bring up Avery Snyder for the Wildcats. She's a senior. And here's the pitch. That one high outside, ball one. Snyder hitting .485, and she has 40 RBIs on the season. So Hermanson steps on the mound, and here's the pitch. That one high outside again, so ball two, 2-0.
The little catcher, Haddon Taylor, she's cussing out the pitcher. Hermanson's, get it in here, she said. But our old coach used to say, catcher's in charge. You need to talk to that pitcher and get things going. So
that one swung on, hit to the second baseman, fielded cleanly, and that is the second out of the inning, as that is Elsie Olsen, as she made the play at second base over to Rasmussen.
But again, the speed of Hermanson to the plate is jamming these batters up.
It is.
So you got a great batter in Snyder, and the best she can do is dribble it to second base away. Yeah. She can't pull that ball.
Hermanson had that great inside pitch, and I think it hit right on the handle of the bat and just kind of dribbled to second.
Just can't get your hands through on that ball coming that fast.
So here's Jones. That one high and outside, ball one. And Jones is a dangerous hitter for South Summit. Her first at bat, she struck out against Hermanson. And here's the pitch. Can she frame it? She cannot. So ball two. And here's the pitch. This is a much closer game in 2A than we are over here.
Yeah, this looks like they're having a heck of a lot of fun over there, aren't they?
1-1 as Enterprise and Duchesne battle it out. And
I noticed yesterday, too, those two played each other. There was a lot of screaming going on over there.
And here's the pitch. Big swing by Jones, but missed as Hermanson delivers on that rise ball. And Enterprise has no loss, so Duchesne will have to beat Enterprise twice, as South Summit would have to beat Manti twice to take the state championship. That one a little high, ball three, so full count to Jones, and there are 2 outs.
And she's just as cautious around Indy Jones as Indy Jones is around Hermanson.
She is, because one pop and that ball's gone. That one's swinging and miss, so Hermanson finishes that inning off for the second strikeout of Indy Jones, and we'll be back with the bottom of the third.
Town & Country Home Mortgage has been simplifying the home buying process for 18 years. We offer VA, FHA, USDA, conventional, and construction loans. Come see us or apply online at NephiMortgage.com. That's NephiMortgage.com. We are committed to our community and enjoy serving our friends and family. Talk to one of our expert loan officers, Abby Ivory, Liz Brotherson, Chantel Bennett, or Joe Nielsen. Town & Country Home Mortgage, proud supporters of high school athletics.
Maybe he landed here totally by coincidence. But if by chance he's admiring your fresh coat of Benjamin Moore soft sky blue, well, that's a pretty high compliment. Coming from an expert.
Welcome back to 3A and 2A state championship softball. Over on field 1 on the 3A side, it is Manti leading South Summit 10-0, and we are in the bottom of the third inning. And Duchesne has taken the lead over Enterprise 2-1, and Enterprise has just been a dominant force in 2A softball the last 3 years, or 2 years. They've won state the last 2 times. This would be a third peat. Nobody in 2A has even come close to touching Enterprise this year.
And the Duchesne school in the last 5 years has gradually inched up and inched up. and gotten more and more competitive, so they're doing some good things there at Duchesne. But it isn't over yet.
No, it's not. It is not, and it's not over yet in this game, as if Manti were to score 5 runs this inning, it would be over.
Yeah.
So, as Jones sets the pitch to Cecily Alder, that one looks good, is good. Strike 1 to Alder. Sorry, is it
Alder?
At Alder. Yep,
Cecily Alder.
Cecily
Should
Alder.
be followed by Haddon Taylor.
Then Haddon Taylor, and then it's back up to the start of the order.
Murderer's Row.
Yeah.
Alder did strike out the first time up, and then after her, Haddon Taylor had the singles. So the whole darn team is Murderer's Row, apparently.
They are. I like that. That was good. So Jones kind of working that shoulder. It looks like she does have some tape under her jersey. That one swinging a miss, as that was a little bit of an off-speed pitch by Jones and fooled Alder. And now it is 1-2 is the count. Nobody out.
I just look at the contrast. On Thursday, everybody was bundled up with blankets and heaters and all sorts of things. And now summer has broken out.
It has. That's what we get for spring in Utah, right?
Yeah. You could have all 4 seasons in 2 days.
I believe it will be 90 degrees next week, so hold on to your hats, guys.
Yeah.
So
I literally have to hold on to my hat because I get sunburned if it blows off. So
2-2 the count to Alder. And here's the pitch. That one swinging a miss. So out number 1 goes down as a strikeout for Indy Jones, and she's got to be feeling better about this inning than the start of the last.
Yeah. 3rd strikeout now on the game for the pitcher, Indy Jones.
And Haddon Taylor will be up for the Templars.
She got the single. I'm not sure where she hit it to or if it was a bunt. Didn't put that down, but she did get the single and some RBIs.
That one low, ball 1. So an exciting game up at Spanish Fort Complex as we are in the bottom of the 3rd inning. So 1-0 the count, and here's the pitch from Jones. That one inside, so 2-0 to Haddon Taylor. And she is the catcher for the Templars. So Duchesne still ahead of Enterprise as they go into the 5th inning.
We may not make the 5th there.
We may not. That one swung on by Taylor, and Indy Jones as well makes an athletic play as she throws Taylor out at first base. And South Summit is not just going to lay over and die. They're going to put up a fight, especially behind Jones.
Brings Madison Scotter into the batter's box, and she's got 2 singles and has scored 2 runs. Both singles went to center field.
So Scotter looking for her 3rd hit of the game. And here's the pitch. That one looks good. Oof. Must have been outside. Ball 1.
She ran up on that one in the slap technique.
Yes, she did.
But did not go for it.
Scottern's got some speed, so the infield must field it cleanly or she can make it to first. And here's the pitch. That one fouled off, and she did run at that ball as well, so strike for Scottern.
Yeah, the first 2 times she's just stayed back and laced it into center field, but both of those she ran up on it. Even though when she swings, even out of a stance, it is a slap swing. But, leadoff batters, just get on any way you can,
That one in the dirt, so ball 2, 2-1 the count. 2 out for the Wildcats as they're looking to extend this game. So Jones takes them out, and here's the pitch. That one swung on by Scott and right back to the first baseman, and for the easy out, as 3 up, 3 down for the Wildcats, and we will be back with top of 4.
First time they've done it.
Jones and DeMille Engineering is more than a civil engineering firm. They're shaping new opportunities for work and play, shaping the landscape in the rural Intermountain West, and shaping the communities that they're proud to be a part of. Their offices in Richfield, Manti, Price, St. George, Monticello, Springville, Roosevelt, and Tooele provide civil and structural engineering, construction management, surveys and GIS mapping, and material testing. Jones and DeMille Engineering, shaping the quality of life.
Nephi Federal Credit Union in Nephi offers convenient service and a variety of financial services. They're your hometown credit union that's been serving local residents for over 63 years, longer than any other financial institution in Nephi. The staff invites you to check out their incredible rates on a variety of loans and savings accounts. Nephi Federal Credit Union, 155 North Main in Nephi. Call 623-1895. That's 623-1895. Nephi Federal Credit Union, proud supporter of the Wasps this season.
Welcome back to 3A State Championship Softball. It is the top of the fourth inning, and Manti leads 10-0 as the Wildcats were able to go 3 up, 3 down, the first time in 3 innings, as they just have been crushing the ball, the Templars. And we just want to thank our sponsors again: Intermountain Power Service Corporation, Central Valley Medical Center in Nephi, Sunrise Engineering, San Pete Steel and Moroni, Beaver Valley Hospital. And here's the pitch from Hermanson. That one is called for outside, ball 1, and that will be Ellie Reedhead batting for the Wildcats. So 1-0 the count as Hermanson set to pitch. That one high as well, so ball 2. We also want to thank Nephi Federal Credit Union, Beaver Medical Clinic, Jones and DeMille Engineering, and Town and Country Home Mortgage in Nephi. And Hermanson with it. Here's the pitch. That one inside. So 3-0, a rare 3-0 count from Hermanson, as she'll have to battle back against Reedhead. And here's the pitch. That one looks good for a called strike 1, so 3-1 the count. And Reedhead will step back in as Hermanson delivers the pitch. That one swung on high, fly ball to right center, and the center fielder comes all the way over into right field to make the catch.
Surely did, called her off. So center fielder's in control, but the right fielder was standing right there almost.
She was.
And the center fielder called her off and took the ball. But somebody's got to be in charge. As long as communication is taking place, you're okay.
And that was Catherine Crouch for the Templars that made the catch out in center field. And that will bring Catherine Chandler to the plate. That one swung on, fouled back, strike 1.
Chandler got a hit the last time up. She hit it to right field, got the single out there, and eventually got to third base, but did not score. So she started the kind of rally they had there in the second inning. She started it.
So this is the lineup you want to have, as they have been the most successful against Hermanson. And that one looks good. Strike 2 as that caught that inside corner. So 0-2 the count. We'll see where Taylor lines up. And she's going to creep in on that outside. And they're going to get a pop-up. Can the second baseman get it? She does. And that's Elsie Olsen with the catch for out number 2 for the Templars. And that will bring up Alyssa Sargent, the catcher for the Wildcats.
Again, the efficiency of this, too, is important, I think. Even though you've got great pitchers who throw a lot of pitches, they're used to it, still the efficiency of pitching for Hermanson versus Indy Jones, having thrown 2 games and having thrown a ton more pitches today. It starts to add up, I believe, psychologically and physically.
It does, as Hermanson, she played, I think, one game on Thursday, 2 games yesterday, and then 1 game today. So 4 total games. Whereas Jones has had to play, she played 1 game on Thursday, 1 game on 2 games, 3 games, 2 games? 2 games and then 2 games today, so 5 total games for Jones. That one's fouled off by Sargent. as the count is 1-2.
It just adds up. Of course, in baseball, you've got that inning count
Right.
or that pitch count, so that's all determined. But in softball, most of these teams have one great pitcher. Some of them have got pitchers they can bring, but they try to ride the same horse, and they throw and throw and throw and throw.
And here's the pitch. Ooh, that one looked good, little outside. Yeah, especially in these lower classifications, 2A, 3A, you really do only have probably one main pitcher, whereas like 4A, 5A, 6A, you could have 2, possibly 3 to 4 pitchers.
Yeah.
And here's the pitch. That one swung on to the third baseman. She fields it cleanly. Can she get the throw? She does.
Slick.
So a 1-2-3 inning for the Templars, and we will be back with bottom of 4.
San Pete Steel in Moroni was founded in 1994 and is one of the major steel construction companies in the Intermountain West, specializing in structural steel fabrication and erection. San Pete Steel's impressive portfolio includes the Hale Theater in Sandy and structures on the campuses of the University of Utah, BYU, and UVU. San Pete Steel in Moroni, where their motto is done right and on time, at 685 East Main in Moroni. Call 800-261-1026, 800-261-1026, or sanpetesteel.com.
Castle Valley Orthodontics specializes in state-of-the-art digital radiographs and 3D dental models. It also offers interest-free payment plans starting as low as $99 a month. Castle Valley Orthodontics will be there with you from beginning to end.
Hi, I'm Dr. Dan Cowley with Castle Valley Orthodontics. Born and raised here in Carbon-Emery County, been able to move back home. Looking forward to meeting everybody of Carbon-Emery County coming in to see us.
Welcome back to Centricom Channel 10, and we're bringing you State Softball Championship. And we were just discussing that this is the third time these Manti hitters have seen Jones, and some of the South Summit hitters have only seen Hermanson once.
Yeah.
So that makes a big difference. The more times you face a pitcher, the more comfortable you're going to get, and her tendencies are going to start becoming more apparent, I guess.
You start to pick up the pitch. You've seen it before. You're seeing her wind up in real time. You're seeing the ball come to the plate in real time. And if you're a good, studious hitter, and if you're also watching from the bench, you start to see that. Start to pick up the idiosyncrasies that she may have, and you may be able to get a line on which pitch it's going to be. And that's a big help if you're hitting off these kinds of pitchers. Any help you can get, as good as they are.
And that brings up Olivia Osborne for the Templars. And that is a inside ball one. And I've noticed that, the Templars, as they started hitting, as they would come around home plate, they'd come to their teammates and give them some words of advice before they got up to the plate.
Yeah. Olivia Osborne has been, on twice. Reached on an error and then was hit by a pitch. So she's been on twice and scored twice. And again, whatever you can do to get on there.
Yep, exactly.
Take one for the team.
My coach always just told me to crowd the plate. Hopefully I'd get hit, so it'd be an easy base for me.
Somehow you can get on.
Yep. Do whatever it took.
Yeah.
Take the hit for the team.
Yeah. Don't jump away from it. Take it right in the hip. Yeah.
2-0 to count. Ooh, does she get the outside corner? She just missed. So 3-0 the count to Osborne.
And with the speed, you don't want her on the bases.
No, you
just
don't.
don't want her on the bases.
Like we said, she's been on twice and she's scored twice. And here's the pitch from Jones. That one looks good, and that will be a called strike one as she's able to find that outside corner. And Jones.
South Summit's got to be thinking, too, because the 10-run rule is right in effect now as they go to the top of the fifth inning.
Yep.
They've only got 3 outs. So they've got to try not to let Manti get any more insurance runs.
And there's a base hit by Osborne as she just hits it right over the shortstop's head. And Osborne is on base for the Templars as Ashley Rasmussen will come to the plate.
She is on for the 3rd time. Now, it's a kind of a roundabout way to get there. She's got an error on the first baseman. She got hit by a pitch, and then she gets a base hit. But whatever you can do, and now Indy Jones is throwing the ball to somebody else.
Yep.
Is she hurting?
I think they will.
Did she call the pitch? Did she call the coach in?
I don't know. They will be making a pitching change as Jones will move over to first base, and we'll try to get a number on.
It's number 15, Adriana Fitzgerald.
Okay, so Fitzgerald is just a sophomore, will come in to pitch, and we'll take a short break as she warms up, and we'll be back.
Vince Lombardi once said, "The measure of who we are is what we do with what we have." The quote rings true whether applied to our country, our schools, our homes, or on the field of play. We applaud our student athletes for their hard work and determination on the field and in the classroom. Brought to you by Sunrise Engineering, promoting excellence in sports and education. Visit us at sunrise-eng.com. That's sunrise-eng.com.
Town & Country Home Mortgage has been simplifying the home buying process for 18 years. We offer VA, FHA, USDA, conventional, and construction loans. Come see us or apply online at nephimortgage.com. That's nephimortgage.com. We are committed to our community and enjoy serving our friends and family. Talk to one of our expert loan officers, Abby Ivory, Liz Brotherson, Chantel Bennett, or Joe Nielsen. Town & Country Home Mortgage, proud supporters of high school athletics.
The Beaver Medical Clinic has built a reputation of providing compassionate health care for residents of Beaver and Iron counties. You'll appreciate the professional services of Drs. B. Noel Robinson, Roger Smith, Wade Oakton, Lance Smith, physician's assistants Reagan Fales, Travis Hicks, and Kenneth Hussey, and nurse practitioners Robin Horton, Lindsay Cheney, Rebecca Rasmussen, and Wade Hollingshead. The Beaver Medical Clinic offers affordable health care and convenient payment options, with offices in Beaver, Milford, and Parowan.
Welcome back to 3A State Championship action. We had a pitching change as Adriana Fitzgerald will come in relief for Indy Jones, and Jones has moved over to first base. So we'll see the pitches from Fitzgerald. This is her first showing in this state tournament. And there's the pitch, and right away there's a steal as there will be she calls timeout as Osborne makes it safely down to second base.
Well, she is at second base before the ball even gets to the field.
So
you
quick.
know?
These Manti, these runners, they are so fast on the bases. And
Rasmussen has got a single last at bat. She did strike out in the first inning.
So here's the pitch from Fitzgerald. That one looks good. And strike one, so 1-1. And we were just talking about that's a lot of pressure for a pitcher to come in when you haven't pitched this entire state tournament, and she's just a sophomore.
That pitch kind of fooled Rasmussen there. It's got the change of pace, the change of delivery.
That one a little low, so 2-1. And sometimes, though, that's all you need is maybe just a little bit of a mix-up in the field, and it can do all sorts of things for the morale of your team.
She's in the heart of the order, though. My goodness, Rasmussen, Hermanson, Crouch, Jarvis.
That one swung on, fouled by Rasmussen. And if I am correct, Jones could re-enter as the pitcher.
Yeah.
She can just go back and pitch.
She's still on the field. I believe she can re-enter, yes.
So 2-2, so Jones can come back if needed.
But I'm not so sure that she didn't ask for that. I think she's been hurting the whole game with that shoulder.
Yeah,
she was shaking it off in the grand game.
So swung on hard by Rasmussen. That ball foul, so she will come back. And yeah, I think you're right. She was kind of shaking that shoulder a little funny as every time after she pitched, so she may be hurting a little bit. And I noticed she had some tape under her, some K-tape under her jersey, so.
And she was even shaking that early in the grand game, but she hung in there. But this might have just been too much.
And here's the pitch. And that one swung on hard by Rasmussen. A shallow hit, but the center fielder, Malia Bowen, able to come in and make the play for out number 1.
Brings Hermanson to the plate.
And as you can see, Rasmussen's talking to Hermanson as she was the first batter to face the new pitcher. So giving some advice to Hermanson, and we'll see what Hermanson can do against Fitzgerald.
Hermanson's taken 2 walks so far, a 4-pitch walk the first time up, and a full count, worked it, and she was down 0-2 and worked it back to a walk the second time up. So good with the bat, good with the decision making.
So Fitzgerald with the pitch. That one swung on first
That's
pitch
ours.
right back at us.
Oh.
Ooh, just missed us.
I knew you were going to dive out there and get that one if it had made it up
I would
here.
have had to save Claire and the cameras from the ball. So, so Fitzgerald looks to the dugout. She's going to get the sign. And here's the pitch to Hermanson, the 0-1 count. That one swung on hard by Hermanson.
Nope.
And not gone, but hit at the fence. That will score 1 run as Hermanson gets the stand-up double. And Manti just continuing their dominance of an 11-0 lead.
Yeah, line shot out there, stand-up double easy, gets an RBI in the process. That ball was ripped.
And there will be a courtesy runner,
That's number 10 coming in.
10?
That can't be number 10.
Might
Yeah,
be
because
18.
Crouch is already playing.
I think it's...
Is it 18?
I don't know. 18?
It's a double digit. That would be...
I think it might be 18.
And that would be Mara Thompson.
Mara Thompson, so... I think if it's just a speed up because it's not a substitution.
Yeah. Apparently they're going to let them.
I don't know. They know more than us, so we'll go with it.
Mara Thompson, I believe. Mara.
Mara Thompson running for Hermanson.
And here's Crouch. Crouch with it in the plate. High outside, so ball 1. And 1 out, runner in scoring position. And Crouch has got the last 2 rallies started for the Templars. Here's the pitch. That one swung on, hit to the second baseman, but goes through her leg. So there's an error, and a run will score as the Templars just continue. Errors plaguing the Wildcats, and the Templars taking advantage as it is now 12-0 as a runner is on first base, and Riley Jarvis is up to bat.
Yeah, that's unfortunately because the defense for South Summit's been so good.
It has been
so
good
throughout the tournament, That'll put another runner in.
Last game, they were putting the pressure on Grand, and now it's Manti putting the pressure on South Summit. And that one's swung on by Jarvis right to the left fielder, though, and the runner will stay at first base as the second out is recorded. And
well, I thought that had a chance to get out when it first hit up. I thought that thing was going to go the distance, but just hung up a little bit.
And it looks like we will have a different batter. This will be number 6.
No, that's the wrong team.
Marquette Hansen will come into bat in place of the designated player of Haley Daniels. Maquette? Oh, it's Maquette.
Maquette Hansen?
Maquette Hansen.
Maquette Hansen, excuse us.
So Maquette will come in to face Fitzgerald, and it is...
Somebody must be yakking a little bit. The officials don't like what's going on.
No,
or maybe they're just communicating the change.
Maybe the change.
Let's take the higher road and say they were merely communicating the change.
Let's do is we've had some great officiating over the last 3 days. They've been great.
Yeah, done a good job.
And here's the pitch to Maquette. That one high and outside. Ball 1. Runner on first. Yep, ball 1.
Mm-hmm. So I was going to say Maquette Hansen's got 2 singles, but that was Haley Daniels. Maquette now batting first at bat.
And here's the pitch to Maquette, and that one inside. Sargent fakes the throw down to first. And
they've done what they needed, though. They've got a couple of insurance runs here if they get no more.
They did.
That's still going to have 3 runs out of South Summit in the next inning, the next 3 outs, to keep the game going.
And here's the pitch by Fitzgerald. That one in, still outside. Ball 3, so 3-0 count for the sophomore as she has come in as relief for Indy Jones. And you can catch all of your 2A and 3A state baseball on Centralcom Channel 10. Not sure on who's playing in the championship game, but somebody.
But you don't want to go there right now.
No,
and miss the rest of
stay
these
in
games.
this,
Yeah.
or go get another
Yeah.
screen and tune in.
Oh, hey, now there you go. And that's the
gotta
beauty of the service that they provide is you could have 15 things
Yep.
going at the same time.
That's what we do at our house all the time.
And sometimes
That one outside doesn't matter, as that is a walk. And good thing, because I think she almost fell over the base.
well, she hit it awkwardly. It's a good thing she didn't blow a knee right there the way she hit that base. But she was going hard.
So Maquette has found her way to first base.
She goes back to the dugout now after this inning. She'll say, see, Coach, you should have had me in there early.
And this looks like maybe another substitution.
Number 8.
Number 8 will bat.
And she was the runner.
So Adelie Olson will come into bat for Alder.
That's why she couldn't run. They were going to put her in to hit.
And here's the pitch. That one inside, ball 1. So Manti trying to get some. I'm not sure on the ages of these girls. I don't think as seniors. So trying to get some of these girls in and giving them a chance to play in a state championship game.
Good job, Coach.
Great hit! What a smash by Olsen! They're gonna. Well, that's so awesome. Here's the play at home, and they'll have her out. But what a great job by Adelie Olson as she comes in to hit and just cranks one out to left field.
So that will score Catherine Crouch.
And we'll be back with the top of 5 in just a few minutes.
At Auto Farm Price Ford, we make it happen for you.
Auto Farm Price Ford has your next truck at the guaranteed lowest price. Auto Farm will not be undersold. The time to buy is now. Auto Farm has a huge selection. If you're in the market for a new or pre-owned Ford F-Series, including the unbeatable F-150, no one has more than Auto Farm. Find more great offers and all their inventory online at PriceFordSales.com.
At Auto Farm Price Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, we make it happen for you.
Beaver Valley Hospital continues to offer high-quality health care at the state's lowest price. Beaver Valley Hospital has state-of-the-art laboratory and radiology services, including cutting-edge X-ray and 3D ultrasound. The hospital also provides expanded surgical procedures for orthopedics and laparoscopic hysterectomy. Remodeled patient rooms and long-term care facilities combined with compassionate staff to provide our patients a comfortable and healing environment. Beaver Valley Hospital is a proud community supporter and is pleased to sponsor Beaver High School.
Welcome back to 3A State Championship softball added as Manti has continued its dominance. It is 13-0, and this is do or die for the South Summit Wildcats.
They have to have 4 runs to keep the ball game going here, and that's been tough. We've seen already they've been able to score yet.
So
and even the other day when they played them, they only got 2 on them. So out of 2 ball games, South Summit's got 2 runs in 12 innings?
Yeah.
My math isn't real good, so.
Yeah, Manti beat South Summit yesterday 3-2, so only 2 runs scored on the Templars by the Wildcats. And Hermanson still on the mound as Adriana Fitzgerald, who came in for relief for Indy Jones, will bat. And this is her first attempt.
Batting in the place of Emma Broadbent.
And that one's a swing and a miss for strikeout number 1. Manti Templars 3 outs away from earning themselves a 3A state championship. And here's Hermanson. That one high. Good eye by Fitzgerald. Laid off that one.
Another game is still 2-1 in the 6th inning now. 2-1.
That's a close game. Here's the pitch. Oh, pretty pitch as that came in and dropped on the inside. So strike number 2 by Hermanson. Hermanson is a senior for the Templars.
Good one. I certainly hope she gets a chance, if she wants it, to go on.
That one Strike 3 as Hermanson sits down Fitzgerald for out number 1.
6th strikeout in the ball game that I have.
So 6 strikeouts for Hermanson as she is 2 outs away from earning herself a state championship. After that, they lost last year to Grantsville, so this is going to feel really good for Manti as they are 2 outs away. Taylor sets up on that outside. That one in the dirt, ball 1.
Brooklyn Peacock has faced her one time. That was back in the 2nd inning and struck out on 3 straight pitches. So,
and like we talked about before, Manti seen, Jones 3 and then had to bring in a new pitcher, but hit right back at Hermanson. Hermanson for the 1-3 out, and now Manti is just 1 out away from a state championship.
Their fans are kind of passive here. I think they'd be more excited.
They're pretty calm. They're pretty calm, but Manti just a powerhouse, and when they were 2A, they were so awesome, and even in 3A, they've just been they just have such a great program. That one swung on and fouled by Olson.
Emma Olson also has faced her one time in the 2nd and struck out. So the 2nd inning, it went 1, 2, and 3 with the same batters. Now here in the 5th inning, 1, 2, and 3.
Olson needs to get herself on base to extend the game. That one swung on, fouled, hit her, so dead ball, but goes on as a strike. So 0-2 the count, 2 outs.
Down to 1 strike.
As Hermanson set to deliver the pitch. And she takes the sign. And here it is. That one swung on. Will Rasmussen.
She makes the catch.
And that will do it. Your Manti Templars are your 3A state champions as they have defeated South Summit 13-0.
Wow, on a play like that, that's one you think, let it drop. Okay, no biggie. But no, she goes to the wall here in front of the dugout with a diving catch to end the game. Wow.
And that was so awesome by Rasmussen, helping her pitcher out and just ending the game so she didn't have to throw another pitch.
Manti, obviously the dominant team here today. It was close yesterday between these two, but no question whatsoever today.
And, great showing by the South Summit Wildcats. Battled back after that loss to Manti yesterday to make it to the state championship. Just fell a little bit short today.
Yep.
And when you're watching at home, you will be able to see the state championship trophy presentation as we will go to commercial, and we'll just stay here as they should be coming out with the trophy presentation. And if there was an MVP of the game, I think I'd have to give it to Hermanson.
Oh, yeah. 6, only 3 strikeouts? No, 6 strikeouts in the game. Made several plays on comebackers to the mound. Offensively, hitting the ball. She didn't necessarily hit the ball because she walked twice. But again, part of that was because of her battling back into counts, and then finally got the hit in the 3rd time up. But yeah, she was in control out there.
She was, and just a great pitcher for Manti. Senior, there's nothing better than winning a state championship.
Yeah. Come back and avenging last year's bitter taste at the end there, coming back this year and getting the championship, and without any losses. Like you say, 0-7 to start the year, battle back and win a state championship.
And they are out going to present the state championship trophies as they will present the runner-up trophy to the South Summit Wildcats.
Ladies and gentlemen, please direct your attention to the field for the presentation of the state championship trophies. We would like to thank the Desert News for their sponsorship of the state championship trophies. The trophies will be presented by Jan Whitaker, UHSAA Assistant Director. We begin the award ceremony with the presentation of the 3A second place trophy to South Summit High School.
So the runner-up trophy will go to South Summit High School as their seniors come out to accept their award. And, you know, nothing to hang your hats on because it is so tough to even make it to a state championship game.
I agree wholeheartedly with you. And oftentimes you see teams just like they don't even want to come out for that. But when you realize the grandeur of what's taken place, there's a whole bunch of teams would like to be where you're at.
They are.
And because you've battled and you've proved yourself, and even though you lost the championship game, this is a tremendous feat for you, and it's one you'll remember the rest of your life.
And the first place championship trophy will go to Manti High School as they are the #1 team in 3A this year.
Definitely so. I don't think there's any question after what happened here. But again, South Summit, congratulations to them. Manti once again climbs back to the top. And Manti's not a stranger to it. They've been here a number of times. It's been a little while since their last one, but still, they're no stranger to it. Their last one was 2016, I believe. But they've got 10. This will make 11.
11, so.
Yeah, since 92. So that's awfully good.
It's very good.
Yeah.
It's very good. Powerhouse team in softball.
And the years that they don't win it, they're still right there.
Oh, yeah, they're always right there.
Yeah.
They're never out. And once again, we just want to thank our sponsors for bringing you this broadcast: Intermountain Power Service Corporation, Central Valley Medical Center in Nephi, Sunrise Engineering, Sanpete Steel in Moroni, Beaver Valley Hospital, Nephi Federal Credit Union, Beaver Medical Clinic, Jones and DeMille Engineering, and Town and Country Mortgage in Nephi. And it's been a fun 3 days, and I look forward to this weekend every year. Super fun.
It has been fun. Come up here and do the ball games with 2A and 3A. And with the crew, I appreciate getting to work with the Beaver family of fine broadcasters. Let me in. You guys do a great job. Scott does a great job. The organization, of course, I always want to give a shout-out to Centricom, to Barrett, and the things that Centricom does for the Central Utah athletic kids and the schools. South Central Utah, what a great resource this is to us and to our athletes and to our schools and our teams and to our fans throughout the world, really. Yep. So thank you to Centricom.
Yep, we want to thank everybody and our scorekeepers and the grounds crew and everybody up here at Spanish Fork. It's been a great weekend. Until next year, have a great day.
Thank you. You too.
Manti's head coach, Susan Hatch. We understand that this is her last year. What a way to end it. Congratulations, Manti.